The day everything fell apart, I woke up believing my silence could still save my marriage. But I didn't know my husband had already prepared my destruction, and my 7-year-old daughter was about to expose a truth that would shake an entire courtroom. The day everything fell apart was supposed to be ordinary. I woke up early, prepared breakfast, and kept the house silent, just the way my husband, Tremaine, preferred. For years, I had learned to move like a shadow in my own home, hoping quietness would preserve peace. At 6 in the morning, he came downstairs, perfectly dressed, cold as ever. I placed his coffee and breakfast in front of him. He didn't look at me. His only comment was a small complaint about the coffee being too bitter. I apologized softly, like always. He ignored me, like always. Then our 7-year-old daughter, Zariah, came running down the stairs with her bright smile, bringing life into the heavy silence. Only in front of her did he pretend to be warm. He kissed her forehead, grabbed his briefcase, and walked straight past me as if I were invisible. The rest of my morning was filled with chores, washing, cleaning, folding. I stayed busy, convincing myself that maybe if I kept everything perfect, the man I married years ago might return. But deep down, I knew he already left long ago. Later that day, after picking up Zariah from school, a courier handed me a thick brown envelope. My heart tightened. No sender, only a law firm logo. Inside was a stack of papers. The first line made my world shatter. Petition for dissolution of marriage. Filed by plaintiff, Tremaine, against defendant, Nala. He accused me of being a failed wife and mother. He demanded full custody of Zariah. He demanded every property, claiming I contributed nothing to our life. My knees gave out. The papers scattered across the floor just as he walked in, early, unannounced. His face showed no guilt, only hostility. When I asked why he was doing this, he replied coldly, "Because you failed. I don't want you, and you'll leave here with nothing." I cried, begged, trembled, but he enjoyed my pain. He even said our daughter would testify against me. My heart cracked open. That night, I slept beside Zariah, watching her peaceful breath. I couldn't believe Tremaine would use our child as a weapon. The next morning, he behaved normally towards Zariah, but completely ignored me. After he left, I searched for help, desperate for a lawyer. But I had no money. None. When I checked our joint account, the one I believed was for emergencies, it showed 0. Every cent had been withdrawn over months. He had planned everything. Even my wedding jewelry was gone. He stole that too. With nowhere to turn, I went to a small local lawyer recommended by a friend, Attorney Abernathy. He listened quietly, then opened the documents filed by my husband's powerful attorney. The evidence against me was horrifying. Photos of a messy house taken only when I was sick with fever. Credit card records for luxury items I never bought. A professional psychologist report claiming I was emotionally unstable. Observations of me and my child that I never knew occurred. The psychologist, a woman named Valencia, wrote that I was unfit to raise my own daughter. I had never met her. Every detail was fabricated. Back home, the emotional torture worsened. For weeks, I lived with the man planning my destruction. He spoiled Zariah with expensive gifts, a new tablet, and constant attention, trying to buy her loyalty. And every time I tried to do something for her, cook, help with homework, he publicly belittled me, making sure Zariah witnessed my humiliation. My daughter grew confused, scared, quiet. And one night, I found her crying alone with her tablet clutched to her chest. Then came the court date. The courtroom was crowded. I felt small beside Tremaine and his confident lawyer. Valencia sat behind them, pretending to be innocent. The judge allowed Zariah to speak. She walked forward, trembling, but brave. She repeated everything her father had told her to say, how I was angry, how I wasn't a good mother. My soul broke hearing her small voice used against me. But then she said something that changed everything. "Your Honor, can I show you something my mommy doesn't know?" The courtroom fell silent. The judge allowed her to present the video on her cracked tablet. Attorney Cromwell tried to stop it. Tremaine panicked. Valencia went pale. But the judge ordered the video to be played. The courtroom monitors lit up with shaky footage, recorded secretly from behind a plant in our living room. Zariah had hidden her tablet behind it days ago. And the video showed everything. Tremaine entering the room with Valencia, not as a psychologist, but as his lover. He kissed her neck. They laughed. They talked. And then their conversation exposed everything. "Valencia, are you sure your plan will work? Your wife is so stupid." Tremaine, "Of course it will. She'll never know. All the money is already in your account, baby." My breath stopped. The judge leaned forward, stunned. Cromwell put his hands on his face. Valencia began crying silently, and Tremaine looked like a man drowning. The truth played on the screen for everyone to see how they planned to steal everything from me, how they manipulated Zariah, how they built false evidence, how they transferred the money to Valencia. The courtroom fell silent after the video ended. Every lie had been stripped away. Every manipulation stood naked in front of the law. Tremaine finally broke the silence. "Zariah, turn that off," he shouted, his voice cracking with panic. But the judge slammed the gavel. "Sit down, Mr. Tremaine. You will not intimidate this child again." For the first time in years, someone stood up for me. Attorney Abernathy rose from his seat, calm but fierce. "Your Honor, this footage not only proves manipulation and fraud, it reveals criminal behavior, financial theft, perjury, and psychological abuse." The judge nodded slowly. "Indeed, and the court takes these matters extremely seriously." Valencia tried to speak. I was forced." The judge cut her off. "Save it for your own hearing. Officers, please escort Miss Valencia out." 2 guards moved toward her. She burst into tears as they lifted her from her chair. She avoided looking at me, shame covering her face like a mask slipping off. Then it was Tremaine. His confidence gone, his arrogance shattered. Even his lawyer, Cromwell, quietly stepped away, refusing to defend him any further. The judge turned toward me. "Nala, please stand." My legs shook as I rose. I felt dizzy, terrified, overwhelmed, yet something warm wrapped around my hand. "Zariah." She held my fingers tight. The judge continued, "You have endured psychological torture, financial abuse, and an orchestrated plan to destroy your life. The court awards full custody of Zariah to you, and your husband is hereby charged with fraud, theft, emotional abuse, and child manipulation." Gasps spread across the courtroom. Tremaine shouted, "No! You can't take everything from me!" The judge stared him coldly. "You took everything from her long before this day." Two officers approached, but before they could touch him, Zariah stepped forward. Her small voice cut through the chaos. "Daddy, why did you lie?" Her innocence was sharper than any punishment. Tremaine froze. For a moment, he looked like a man who realized what he had lost. Not money, not control, but the one person who loved him without condition. He swallowed hard, eyes wet but hollow. He said, "I didn't mean for it to go this far." But it was too late. The officers led him away in handcuffs. He didn't fight. He didn't look back. The courtroom doors closed behind him. For the first time, the air felt lighter. Soraya wrapped her tiny arms around my waist and whispered, "Mommy, I didn't want to hurt you. I just wanted to help you." I knelt down, tears pouring like rain, holding her face gently. "You saved me, baby. You saved us both." Attorney Abernathy approached, offering me the final documents. "You're free now, Nala," he said with a warm smile. As we stepped out of the courthouse, sunlight touched my face for the first time in what felt like years. No shadows, no fear, no silence. Just me and my daughter walking into a life where we could finally breathe. A life we would rebuild together.